Hello and welcome everybody. This is your host Learvok, and you're just in time for another rant video. I'm not sure. I feel like this one warrants being called a rant video. This one's more kind of a pseudo response to what a lot of people have been going online recently, and that's it has to do with Nintendo. And no, it's not what you probably think it is. So, actually it might be. There's like two things Nintendo's done recently that's worth talking about right now. So, maybe. This isn't the bad one. This isn't the streaming thing. Everyone pretty much has my opinion on that. Them keeping people from streaming is kind of stupid. What I want to talk about is, with the recent release of the SNES Mini, there's been a lot of debate on what games should be for a Nintendo 64 Mini, should they ever produce one, which I think they will. And I want to give my kind of 2 cents of what games I would want. Now, there's going to be a few conditions here. One, I'm going to try to stick to games that Nintendo can put up without any legal problems. Though I will go ahead and do my honorable mentions. Obviously, there's 2, 3, 4 honorable mentions that come up right away in my mind. I had to think on that last one because I legitimately forgot the name, even though I have a list right up here that actually... No, actually, it doesn't have the... Oh, it's the other game. But anyway, so... Honorable mention... Okay, so... I'm going to try to stick to about 25 games. This is about the number everyone seems to have. And forgive me if I go a little slow when I'm listing them up. I have to I'm writing them down to make sure I don't go over any games. But the first thing is, we'll do 25 games. Excuse me. First thing is, we'll do the honorable mentions, then the 25 games. So, honorable mentions. First one will be, the first 2 will be Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. So, yes, obviously, these are like the pinnacle of platformer games. I love them so much. These are like my favorite games. And for obvious reasons, neither of them can come on because Rare is owned by Microsoft. Though, there's a chance Nintendo could garner a deal with them, so that's possible this could be a thing. Next thing is Jet Force Gemini. Again, owned by Rare. Not likely going to happen for much the same reason. Again, unless Microsoft gives them the okay. The main reason I like Jet Force Gemini is because it is a very unique third-person shooter, and it is a really fun game. For those of you who've never played Jet Force Gemini, there's a good chance none of you have. It's not a well-known game. You have 3 characters you play as. There's Juno, the leader, his twin sister Vila, and their dog Lupo or Lupin. Let me double check that real quick. And Lupus. I was wrong on both parts. And they're trying to save the world from evil giant armies. Or they're trying to save the universe, rather, the galaxy. It's got a slew of unique planets you go on to and explore. Each character has their own unique abilities. Like Juno's immune to fire. Lupus can hover. Vila can breathe underwater. And then about halfway through the game, everyone gets armor. Gets an armored up power form, and they get, I think, enhanced abilities? I'm trying to remember exactly how that all works. But yeah. So, that's the first 3 of the... Let's see, next one would be, Time of Trouble would probably... Oh, no, hold on. Let me hold that back. Let me think on that one real quick. So we got 3 games right there. Then the next one would be GoldenEye. There we go. GoldenEye. For those of you who don't know, GoldenEye was the first game on a console that actually was good. I know a lot of people think Halo was, but no, it was GoldenEye 007. Now that said, there's a good chance that the sequel 007 The World Is Not Enough, I think that's the one. There's so many different James Bond movies and games based off of them, it's hard to remember. I think it's The World Is Not Enough. That one could make it on, because that one's not owned by Rare. In fact, according to the list, because that's the very first game on the list here, it is owned. The developer is Eurocom, and the publisher is Electronic Arts. Yeah. That was a name I didn't. Look, I already feel sick enough as it is. I'm going to try to avoid saying that name that should not be mentioned. I guess that was technically back when EA was good. Is that ever a thing? Well, it had to have been a thing. But anyway, so yeah, we got those games. So now I got the 25. The first one, obviously, we're going to get the obvious ones out of the way. Super Mario 64, that's the classic. It's going to be on there the first time. The first thing people are going to see is Super Mario 64. Game that aired with it. Next game, Star Fox 64. Again, another obvious reason. Star Fox is a really good game. It's revolutionary. It was the first game to include the Rumble Pack, I believe, or include support for the Rumble Pack. Let's see, after that you have Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now, here's the thing a lot of people would probably say, put both Zelda and both Ocarina and Majora's Mask on here. If I had my way, I would put Majora's Mask on, because to me that's the better game. However, I think we both know, or all know, excuse me, I'm not talking to just one other person. Am I? Oh, please let me get more than one view on this video. Self-proclaiming prophecies, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not exactly sure how that's self-proclaiming. Self-deprivating, that's for certain. Anyway, I think we all know very clearly Nintendo's going to pick the one that people love, quote-unquote, love more. Even though, I don't know, just as many people seem to love Majora's Mask as I keep hearing people say it's got a lot of hate, but I also keep hearing these same people say it's their favorite game in the Zelda franchise, so it's a little weird. But yeah, so you got Mario, Star Fox, Zelda. Bomberman 64 would be a good choice, though I'm not entirely sure how that would work. I'm not sure. They might be able to get the rights to that. That said, again, this goes into my other choice of I would rather prefer Bomberman Hero if only one or the other. To me, Bomberman Hero is a superior game. This is my opinion. I'm not a big Bomberman fan, to be honest. Though I do like the mechanic, and playing Bomberman 64 was fun. Just kind of, I'm not a big multiplayer gamer to begin with, but this would definitely help with multiplayer games. That Star Fox and Star Fox 64 are both multiplayer games, and you're probably going to have a good portion of these games be multiplayer, because that's one of the big things about the Nintendo 64 with the 4-player. Yeah, like I said, if it was up to me, it would be Bomberman Hero. Though there's a good chance it could put both on. That said, speaking of which, Mario Party 2 and or 3 would be on there. Why not Mario Party 1? Well, there's a bit of a problem with Mario Party 1. And it has to do with the problem of, well, actually the biggest problem why a lot of joysticks broke for Nintendo 64 consoles. This is going to bring on a bit of a side note here, too. So, most of you know how joysticks are made now. The little spot they're in, a little round spot they can easily rotate around free without bumping into any walls. The original 64, one of the first major consoles since Nintendo anyway to use a proper analog stick, for some reason they decided to go with an octagon shape. So yeah, you could move left, right, up, down, quarter, up, left, up, right, up, down, up, left easily. But trying to rotate was not a good idea because you constantly banged up against the walls, so to speak. And it ground that control stick like crazy. It also didn't help the control stick was kind of crap to begin with. Now that said, there were a lot of games that required you to rotate the joystick, usually with the palm of your hand, which is what you heard me simulating here. I was rubbing my palms together. Mario Party was one of those games that did that. It did it a lot. I can't tell if you could tell. I actually moved closer to my mic there for emphasis. But it did. In particular, there's one mini game in particular I beat once in Mario Party, and it's this mini game where you're on a little bicycle trying to give power to a light so you can kill the big boo or stop the big boo from killing you. You had to rotate that thing like crazy for about 30 seconds, and you're guaranteed to lose. It was also one of the mini games you had to complete if you wanted to complete the mini game island, which is the thing that you use to unlock, like, I think 4 mini games. My palm was tore up after that. Like, I went to school, my palm hurt the next day because there's, like, you could see the skin peeled off from it. People asked me about what happens. Like, I was playing Mario Party. Most of the kids didn't know because I lived in North Carolina. And I lived in the worst part of North Carolina. There's no southern part where, like, everyone's like, at 2nd grade, mind you, kids are like, "Oh, you play video games? What a baby!" Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole nother. That's its own rant video. So we got 5 games. Oh, good lord, I got more to go. Let me look at what I have on my computer here. Legend of Zelda. Ooh. Here we go. Mischief Makers. That's another one. I'm not entirely sure if Mischief Makers will make it on here. It's a fairly unknown game. It is a 2D side scroller using pixel art in the similar vein to Doom. The 2D faux 3D pixel art. It is a really fun game. Very underrated. Let's see what else here. Oh, this is Donkey Kong 64. Okay. Donkey Kong 64. Now, if they can't get Banjo-Kazooie on here, Donkey Kong 64 is definitely going to be their next choice. The main reason why Donkey Kong 64 is because, well, it's the only rare game you can put on here that Nintendo owns. Hell, you can find on the virtual console. Excuse me. Had a hiccup there. You can find it on the virtual console easily. There you go. Trying to find another search here so I can look through games. To the list I have sucks. Here's one I forgot for the honorable mentions: Conker's Bad Fur Day and Perfect Dark. So I guess I never played either of those games, so I can't really say. So yeah, Donkey Kong 64 would be a great third choice for not being able to get, Banjo-Kazooie or Conker. Let's see. So let me set this up. Wait, you gotta find the numbering system. There you go. So I'm not losing track of what number I'm on. God, I got 8. I'm on number 8. I got 2 more up in my head. I got Pokemon Snap. Just one. It was the first game. Actually, no, Pokemon Snap, and then go directly to 9 would be Pokemon Stadium. Both those games are very important in terms of Pokemon games because one allows you to actually play a 3D Pokemon game for the first time, and it looked good. It still kind of looks pretty good to this day. That would be Pokemon Stadium, mind you. And then Pokemon Snap actually allows you to, it's a very unique game. He took pictures of the Pokemon. Kind of on rails, kind of like an on rail shooter, but instead of shooting things to death, you took pictures of them. And you threw food and stuff to mess them up and make them do unique poses, and then you get Charizard pissed off at you. Actually, excuse me. You tossed a Charmeleon, you tossed a ball at a Charmeleon's head, knocked him into lava, and he grew into a Charizard and breathes fire at you. It actually sounds pretty much exactly what it sounds like right there. In or out of context about it, Pokemon Stadium was the game where you actually did that on purpose and for the explicit effect of defeating your opponents. So, there we go. Next game is Yoshi's Story. Let's see, that's a good one. Yoshi's Story is a very simple, like, 2D platformer using, again, using the kind of simplified graphic system, the kind of faux 3D sprites. So yeah, it's fun. It's not a little easy, and it's a Yoshi. It's a Mario game. It's a Yoshi game. Now the next game I know is probably going to be on here. I haven't seen it. I haven't actually played it myself. Is Wave Race 64. That was one of the earlier games that came out. From what I understand, it's got really good water physics for the time. Using the waves to kind of propel you forward. It'd be kind of neat to see what that game was like. And then right on here we also have. I'm not sure if this. Let me check first of all. Let me check this one and see if this one actually belongs in honorable mention. It's the one. Oh, yeah, okay. So I was gonna say Blast Core, but it's owned by Rare. So Blast Corp is out of the picture. So let's see what's next. We got Kirby 64, which I think is a pretty obvious one. So Kirby 64, for those who don't know, it's a 2D platformer. There's a lot of 2D platformers on a console that's designed for 3D games. Though actually, this one is unique on the list because it actually uses 3D graphics. I played hours upon hours playing Kirby. Oh my gosh, such a fun game. It was also one of the first Kirby games. I think it's the only Kirby game I can think of anyway where you could actually combine abilities. So like you'd have like one of my favorite abilities was to get the I think it was the cutter ability, mix it with electric, and you get the dual saber. You get like the dual lightsaber, Darth Maul lightsaber, only it's like green yellow instead of red. And then you had like cutter and fire. You got a fire sword. There's electricity and ice, and you turn yourself into a refrigerator, and you can give yourself health. Yeah, pretty interesting stuff. It was pretty cool. I really wish they would bring that mechanic back. Like I said, I don't know any Kirby game that does that still. But the next game would be Mario Tennis. This one I played a little bit of. One of the first Mario sports games, actually, I think. We'll go ahead and put Mario Golf on here, even though I didn't play that either. And on that end, we'll also add Mario Kart. Just get the sports games out of the way. Get the 3 sports games out of the way. For much the same reason. One, Mario Kart, you have to put a Mario. If a Mario, whatever throwback content you're developing for, if a Mario Kart game came on it, you have to put it on. This kind of law at this point, pretty much. Nintendo law. Let's see, what else? Harvest Moon 64, I suppose. Though I guess the original Harvest Moon wasn't on, so I'm not sure if they could get that. I never played Harvest Moon 64 either. I've never played a Harvest Moon game in my life. Though I have played Animal Crossing. I've been told Animal Crossing is kind of like Harvest Moon, but you're doing significantly less. If that's the case, hey, give me a reason to play Harvest Moon. The next one, I'm not entirely sure. Let me check this one to make sure. Obviously, a lot of you are probably wondering why I haven't mentioned any Star Wars games at this point. Because I'm fairly certain Disney won't let them do this. Rockstar? Oh, let me... Is that the same Rockstar? Yes, it is! Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so the next game on my list, developed by Rockstar, is Space Station Silicon Valley. This one is very interesting. You play as this robot for this robotic computer chip that was once inside of a robot, obviously, and you are on the space station, and you're trying to help your human ally out and trying to get this fully automated space station back online. And kind of under control. The trick is, you have to take over the machines, the different machines on the Silicon Valley. The other trick is, each of these machines are robotic animals. Like, not just like they're all animals that just, hey, they're animals and robots. No, they're like, one of them's like a hyena motorcycle. One of them's like a polar bear tank or something like that. Like, these animals have like different robotic functions. It's weird, but it's so fun. And one of the funnest things is like just being able to eject yourself into one of the animals and just figure out what the animals do and explore each section of the Silicon Valley, and just kind of figuring out which animals do what. And one of the interesting things, I'm going to go on a bit of a diatribe here, one of the interesting things is with the music. So, in a lot of games, they started introducing the idea of as you get higher into the world, the music gets quieter to signify that you're up high. The way Space Station Silicon Valley justified that is the actual music was blaring in from speakers in the game. So the higher up you were, the further away you were from the speakers on the ground. So it's always fun trying to like find out where the speakers were. So yeah. Let's see, what's the next game on our list here? I'm kind of running out of games that I can think of off the top of my head. Smash Brothers, why did I forget that? So Smash Bros. Obviously is going to have to be on here, the original Smash Bros. I guess I probably should have put Killer Instinct on the honorable mentions. That's another game that's not going to come out. That's also not going to come out for obvious reasons. Nintendo's trying to probably keep these games rated T at highest. So a game like Killer Instinct or a game like Doom 64 isn't likely going to come out. That said, the next game on the list is Snowboard Kids. Let me make sure this is... Yeah, okay. Oh, and it's published by Atlas. Nice, I did not know that. So, Snowboard Kids or Snowboard Kids 2. So, yeah, probably the first Snowboard Kids. I think 2 is a little better. It's one of those games I rented a lot as a kid. Never really owned it. And so yeah, it's a snowboarding game. There's another game on this list called 1080 Snowboarding. Honestly, if it's up between the two of them, I'd choose Snowboarding Kids. It's more Nintendo-y, and it gets that sense of nostalgia a lot better. There's another game I saw looking through this list that caught my eye. Where was it? Spider-Man, if they can get it. I don't think they'll be able to get the rights to Spider-Man from Marvel. That'd probably be a bit problematic. So, let me see if I can list in 4 games. Oh, I spelled game. I said game, not game. So, actually, I think the list of best sellers. Mario Kart, Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Smash Bros. Smash Bros is 5th. That's actually pretty good. Pokemon Stadium, Diddy Kong Racing. I forgot to mention that in honorable mentions. They're probably not going to be able to bring it onto the N64 because of Banjo and Conquer. The reason they were able to do it on the DS was they changed Banjo and Conquer to 2 different characters. That's how they were able to do it. For those who wondered. Let's see, what else do we have on the list here? Star Wars episode. No, we're going to avoid Star Wars because that's not really going to happen. Excitebike 64? Eh? Wait, Excitebike?
Disregard my
okay.
Behavior.
Let's put that on the list. Just so we can have another Excitebike game. And heck, I'm sure it's probably better than most I'm looking at the pictures on the Wikipedia page. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks like it's got the original on there too, and a track engine, and a soccer mode. So kind of like Rocket League before Rocket League. Okay, yeah. Sign me up for that. That looks interesting. But learning so many things about this. You see, most people don't have a list up in front of them. They do the smart thing and remember the stuff and look it up ahead of time. My problem is my memory is garbage, so I can't do that. And I don't like working off of a script because it's just I want to do this kind of like as is. I'm not really a script guy. But the next game on the list would be Pilot Wing 64. Again, I didn't know that existed. I probably did. I just didn't think. About it. It's my Garbo brain not wanting to work. Let's see what else here. I know many of you are probably screaming Turok Dinosaur Hunter. Well, first of all, Turok 2, because the first Turok is kind of... I could never figure out the first Turok. But second, it's rated M. And third, I don't think they could acquire the rights for it, because it's no longer owned by the same company. It's switched hands a few times. Plus there's a PC version on it, and that's like just trumps it. Actually, that's a very good reason for not having Doom 64 on here either, because there's actually a Doom 64 game online. If you own Doom 2 and actually any of the Doom games, any of the first two Doom games, and GZ or Z or G Doom. Let me see which one I have here real quick. GZ Doom. You can actually download and install Doom Absolution, which is a modification of those games to make them play and look and feel like Doom 64. Only mouse and keyboard instead of the control that was designed obviously for a 3-armed alien. So let's see what else do we have on the list of N64 games. The Armament games. Armament Sergeant Heroes 2 or 3. That's this 3DO on there. I'm not sure what that is. So yeah, any of the Armament games, those are pretty fun. No, I'm not sure. I think those are rated teens, so they might just pass. For those who don't know what the Armament games are, they're actually a unique set of shooters. Let me make sure I think they're first-person shooters. Where you played as little green arm. They're third-person shooters. Where you played as green army men, like the toy army men. Except for some reason, the girls were always, regular human colored, just wearing green. And you fought against the tan army. The tan army. Like how we had the little green and tan army men and fight them. So yeah. That would be an excellent option too. And like one of the cool things about it too, all the areas you fought in were like gardens and playrooms were like your actual size. So you'd see like a group of Legos in like right beside you. You'd actually be like as tall as that tower of Legos. They'd act like cover. And then, or you'd be in a garden. And you'd see like these huge flowers and huge garden beds. And it's pretty cool. And I think in the second or third game they added 3DO is the company that made it. Okay. I'm looking at a picture of the cartridge right now. There's actually I think in the second and third game they added other factions. They had like blue army men and red army men and such. It's a pretty interesting game, very stylized, obviously, because you had the whole toy soldier thing. So they could add that. Let's see, what do we have for another list here? Bomberman 64, the second attack. Probably probably should include this on Bomberman 64, but I'm gonna make it its own thing. Bomberman 64, the second attack, is the sequel to the original Bomberman 64. Well, technically the Bomberman Hero, which is a sequel to Bomberman 64. I think. It's a little difficult to figure out how this stuff works. The second attack, the reason why I want this on there specifically with the original 64, Bomberman 64, is because the second attack came out and then it mysteriously vanished, making it insanely expensive for anyone to get. Let me check on the prices on eBay here to see what the price of this game is real quick. I gotta wait for my internet to load up. This is what you get for not having a script, Learvok. Second attack, search. $110, $150, $155 with the authentic rare cut box. So, or is that just the hold up? Is that just the box? No, that's gotta be with the box. Authentic, cartridge only, 189, 140. Yeah, these are expensive. This is expensive for a 64 game. The cheapest we have is $100, and that's like one game. Technically 107 if you factor in shipping. Wow. So yeah, it's a and the $100 one, just to let you guys know, is the cover is the sticker is scratched up right in the middle. You can like just tore right in the middle. So yeah, that's why it's 100. That's why that one's cheaper compared to the rest. Wow. Oh wow. Wow, I just saw the $2,500 one. That just made me vomit a little inside. So we got 2 more games left to fill, and Clay Fighter 63 and a third, or Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut. Probably Sculptor's Cut, because it's the same game just with added characters. Now Clay Fighters. Actually, no, let me look up on my list. I don't think we, outside of Smash Bros., we don't really have a fighting game on here, so Clay Fighters would be a good addition. So I think, let me double check the rating on Clay Fighters. That's the Super Nintendo one.
You're in the heart of our town, standing before the most powerful man
64
including this hourglass piece. If you like action.
Oh no, it's T. It's T for teen. Okay, so it makes it on there. So Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut would definitely be on there because that would give us a fighting game, and so that leaves us one game left. So this becomes a bit more because there's so many games on here that we could potentially get. Duke Nukem, nah, that's M-rated. Earthworm Jim 3D, I know that's garbage. Superman 64. That's tempting to put on there just for the fact that it's kind of bad. If I had my way, I'd say Chameleon Twist, because I like Chameleon Twist. Though, I think we'd probably pick a better game. Actually, no, there's one game on here I haven't mentioned yet. Paper Mario, obviously. Paper Mario is one of my favorite games of all time, so obviously it has to be on there. And it's an iconic Mario game. It's one of the unique franchises that just has to be on. And if you're gonna make if you're gonna make a glorified plug-and-play system, Nintendo system, you might as well do Paper Mario as one of them. Now, for other honorable mentions, we could mention Hey You Pikachu. Oh, no. Put that on. Actually, you could do a list of bad Nintendo 64 games, too. Nintendo would never put that game on there. It's too garbage. It's too bad. I remember playing Hey You Pikachu. I remember renting it like 5 times trying to get that game to work. I could never figure out how that game worked. I was mad each of those times. Let's see what else do we have here. Any other games I'm missing? Mega Man 64? No, the PlayStation version is better, or so I've been told. And it's Capcom. It's not really a great game to begin with. It's fine for what it is, but it's not really all that great. What else do we have here? Other games. Paperboy 64. Wow, really? Paperboy 64? Huh, okay. I've heard some people mention a game called Ogre Battle 64, Person of Lordly Caliber. That's another game made by Atlas, and from what I understand, that was one of those RPGs on the, like, one of those rare RPGs that made on the 64. Let me just see what it looks like. Kind of looks like a generic RPG. Just looking at the cover, it just kind of looks like generic. The pictures I'm looking at make it look like actually very stylized turn-based game. Because like, you got this kind of 3/4 perspective, like isometric perspective, where like your character's down in one corner and your enemies are in the other corner. That's pretty cool. It's like one of the games you can actually use 5 people and like control 5 people at once. Not entirely sure. Let's see who's the writer to that. Quest Corporation. Oh, Atlas is the publisher, so I guess they would be Atlas, Square Enix Holdings, and Quest Corporation. Yeah, maybe that could work. I mean, Nintendo's one of the 400 publishers attached to this game, so it's possible. They just have to make that. They just have to get the okay from Atlas and Square, and I don't think that'd be too hard. So, yeah. What other games do we have here? Pokemon Stadium, Nintendo March? Oh, excuse me, I misread that. Pokemon Stadium, the publisher is Nintendo, and it was released March 2000. Oh wow, Pokemon Stadium 2 was released exactly 1 year later, on March 2001. Okay, that's pretty cool. Resident Evil 2 would be worth putting on there just to say, hey, we got Resident Evil 2 on the Nintendo 64. Never played it, never even knew it was on until about a few years ago. So it might be worth it just to say, hey, this is a game we had running on our console. Probably didn't run very well. They're not going to put South Park, any of the South Park games on, obviously. Star Wars, that's going to be a tough one, whether or not they can get any of the Star Wars games. But if they do have to pick one, it would be Rogue Squadron. Rogue Squadron is definitely worth it. And holy crap, StarCraft is on a Nintendo console? Hold up. Let me look this up. Hold up. What? StarCraft 64 is a port of the game StarCraft to the Nintendo 64. Contains both the original game and the expansion, including the bonus mission Dark Origin. Playing Brood War storyline required the N64 expansion. What? Hold on, let me see some pictures of this. What does this look like?
So what do these things do
Just
anyway?
like the actual game. I can't really tell.
Nerds.
Using C buttons to kind of do some of your commands. Wow!
Are they some sort of rare
Holy crap! And people thought Halo Wars was the first RTS to be ported badly to a console. Well, no, that'd be AVP.
Whoa. What?
Alien vs. Predator. God, the RTSs are bad on consoles. I wonder how this one plays, though. I'm very like, how many units would you be able to get on at once?
Crazy.
You can't possibly get that many units out at once on the N64, can you?
Never got punched in the face by the mafia that one time. We could beat up the mafia.
Let me see the file size for
Beat 'em up again.
StarCraft.
Wait, Even better, we could be crime-fighting time travelers.
Really? You're gonna tell me this stuff for StarCraft 2, but not. Okay, let's see if I can find one there. Oh boy, this
Wait,
is.
what? This doesn't make any sense.
This
You
is.
have all
Really? You're
this
gonna
power,
make it that
and
hard to
you're gonna
find
use it to fight evil?
StarCraft 1 file side, maybe it'll be.
If you're not gonna use them to
Come on, give me the.
then I will. I'm not gonna let this island remain as Mafia Town.
Okay, you know,
I'll
I
collect
keep
all the
looking at
time
this
pieces
and
for
it's not
myself.
giving me
You
any
have
information.
my word
Wow.
on it.
The one game that you want to find a file size for. Anyway, going back to. Oh, frick! I forgot Tetrasphere! Tetrasphere needs to be on here. Tetrasphere is a great game. That's another one of those games that came out originally. I gotta stop looking. I'm gonna be looking. Oh man, already 40 minutes in. Okay. Tetrasphere is like 3D Tetris essentially. You're on the sphere and you're like dropping blocks down trying to break open the sphere so you can get the little guy out. It's a fun game. It's a very fun game. It's one of those games. It uses the D-pad actually, I think, to move around. So it's one of those kind of games. But very fun to play. But yeah. Okay, I'm at the end of that list, so I can stop now. So that's my moving up to 26 list. Just to put Tetrasphere, just to squeeze Tetrasphere in there. I guess you could get rid of Armament or Clay Fighter just to free up space, or I don't know, Space Station. I'd rather not get rid of Space Station Silicon Valley because it's a fun and unique platformer game. Probably should go ahead and also mention Learvok 64, but I think because that one already also has a PlayStation version, I don't think it's gonna get a. I don't know. Armament might have a PlayStation version too. In that case, switch that out for Tetrasphere. But yeah, so that's my list of 26 games I would have for my Nintendo 64 Classic if I designed one. I don't really want to play all these games. Damn. I do have a Raspberry Pi, so I might do that. Shh. Nobody tell Nintendo. Most of these games, I don't even think they have most of these games on their market. Nintendo, if you don't want me pirating your games, put them on the virtual market. Seriously. That's all you have to do. I know they're $10. It'll be a slow purchase, but you know what? I'll buy some of these at least. I'm not sure about Pokemon Snap because I don't really see myself playing that anytime soon. That might be on the bottom of the list. Maybe not Wave Race or any of the sports games outside of Mario. Again, put Bomberman Hero. Put Bomberman Hero on there. I will buy it in a heartbeat. Bam. Purchase from me. There you go. Space Station Silicon Valley. I know Paper Mario's already on there, and I bought Paper Mario on there, mind you. Tetrasphere, Clay Fighters. I don't know, they may have trouble with Clay Fighters. I guess I could get Star Fox 64 for the DS. I already own like 3 versions of Majora's Mask and 2 versions of Ocarina of Time. So I feel like got my money on that one fair and square. And same ditto with Donkey Kong 64. Anyway, I'm going on a long ass diatribe here. I gotta end this video fast before it reaches the 50-minute mark. So, I suppose I will see you guys later.